then I said, if ever you want to talk to Daddy, you just look up to the sky and start talking to him. He can hear you. It's always me, Robert.
Intentionally, when I was pregnant, hid. Not because I was embarrassed, not because I didn't want anyone. Yes, we did keep it very private, but because it was a moment very sacred.
We already know Erika Kirk has a long history of lying about things that never needed lies in the first place. She lied about never dating before Charlie. She lied about not drinking alcohol. But once the conversation shifts to pregnancies and children, that's no longer harmless drama. That's crossing into seriously disturbing territory. This isn't just internet mess anymore. This is the kind of situation that makes people pause and really question what's going on behind the scenes. So, what are we looking at here? Is Erika genuinely cold and calculated, or is this part of a bigger operation where she's playing a character someone else designed for her? Because according to her estranged half-sister, Tanya Egret, the answer might be both, and that's where things get wild. Tanya is making a claim that shocked a lot of people.
The other day she was like, tell me about Daddy's day in heaven. So we talk about that at night. And then sometimes I'll say, well, tell me what you think he did in heaven today. And I just try to make it exciting, because heaven's our home. So I just want her to know that Daddy is having so much fun and building a place for her and our family.
She alleges that Erika faked her pregnancies completely and does not have any biological children at all. That sounds extreme, but let's be real. Erika's entire public story has been full of holes from the start, and nothing about it has ever felt solid. At this point, people online are saying you can't just brush this off anymore, especially when the evidence keeps stacking up in strange ways. Think about it. There are no clear photos of Erika visibly pregnant. None. No candid shots, no family moments, nothing natural. The only thing that exists is one oddly edited ultrasound clip, and later in this video, we'll break down exactly why that clip raises serious red flags. Erika claims no one ever saw her pregnancies because she went into hiding for privacy reasons. Privacy? From who, exactly? From herself?
Whose kids are these? Erika Kirk provided this as proof of where she was September 9th.
This is the same person who filmed herself crying over her husband's body and uploaded it for the world to see. She allowed merchandise connected to his death. She approved a replica of the tent tied to his passing and let people pay to take selfies inside it. But suddenly she disappears for 9 months, twice, just for privacy? And somehow, after all that time, not one solid photo exists, not one moment accidentally caught on camera. That's why people are starting to ask the uncomfortable questions. Are the two children whose faces are never clearly shown being used as part of a larger narrative? And where does Charlie fit into all of this? Was he fully aware of what was happening, or was he completely deceived? According to Tanya, the truth might be darker than anyone expected, and what she's alleging could flip this entire story upside down. First, we need to slow this down and talk about Erika's half-sister, because this information is new, verified, and changes the entire conversation. Erika has never publicly acknowledged having a half-sister, not once, and that silence alone already says a lot. From everything that's surfaced so far, the two appear to be completely estranged. Now let's be clear about something important. This is not some anonymous internet rumor or wild speculation pulled from a comment section. This half-sister is real, and that fact is backed up by official legal paperwork.
You did get married.
Yes,
You have 2 kids.
2 precious babies.
And you told me this in private, but how many kids did you guys want to have?
We wanted to have 4. Yeah. And I was praying to God that I was pregnant when he got murdered.
Public divorce records tied to Erika's mother, Lori Franzi, are available and very specific. Those documents clearly state that Lori has 2 daughters. One is Erika, and the other is an older daughter named Tanya Segrist, born on December 5th, 1969. That's not opinion. That's documented fact. Those same records also reveal something else that matters. When Lori divorced Erika's father, Kent Fran, in 1998, Erika was still living with Lori. Tanya, on the other hand, was already emancipated at that point. That alone shows a large age gap and suggests the 2 sisters likely grew up in completely different environments. What remains unclear is who Tanya's father is. The paperwork doesn't spell it out. It's also unknown whether Lori was married before Kent or if Tanya was born from a previous relationship. Either way, the lack of clarity only adds another layer to an already complicated family history. And this is where things really take a turn. An anonymous source, someone claiming to be close to Tanya, allegedly reached out directly to Candace Owens with information that immediately raised alarms. According to that source, Erika was never pregnant at all. The claim is that the pregnancies were completely fabricated from start to finish. The source alleges that the only reason the public ever saw that single ultrasound clip is because it was staged specifically to sell the story. If that allegation holds any weight, it explains a lot of unanswered questions. The missing photos, the secrecy, the contradictions, and suddenly what once sounded unbelievable starts sounding a lot more calculated. This isn't proof, but it is a serious allegation tied to real documents and a real family member. And that alone makes it impossible to ignore.
Aren't done, are you?
We might have one more.
Okay.
I'm kind of torn. The only reason why I'm torn is because I had C-sections for both. So I'm like, how many more times does Charlie need to see my organs? So, I mean, we'll see.
Now we need to slow down and really break apart that ultrasound footage, because this is where the story starts slipping fast. Erika previously posted a montage reel on Instagram showing a positive pregnancy test, ultrasound clips, and hospital scenes, including shots where her belly appears visibly pregnant. Charlie appears in the footage, and so does Erika's mother, Lori. At first glance, it feels convincing, like case closed. Most people saw that reel and thought, okay, that settles it. That's proof. But here's the issue. Outside of that one carefully edited montage, nothing else backs it up. No consistent photos, no candid moments, no timeline that actually holds together. Let's start with the sonogram itself. Why does the name on the ultrasound say Erika Fran instead of Erika Kirk? That's her maiden name. Medical records typically reflect your legal name at the time, especially for something this serious. So why only the maiden name? And it gets weirder. The name appears as Erika Franz, but standard medical formatting lists the last name first, followed by the first name. That means it should read Franz Erika. That may sound small, but medical systems are strict. These systems don't freestyle formatting. This isn't about one typo or one odd choice. It's about how every single detail feels just a little off. And when you stack all of those little inconsistencies together, they start screaming instead of whispering. Now let's move to the next red flag. As many people already know, Candace Owens recently said she spoke directly with a whistleblower. According to that whistleblower, someone who looked identical to Erika was seen at a closed military meeting just one day before Charlie's death.
I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than going, I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy. And
Erika herself hasn't addressed that claim head on. Instead, an alibi was pushed through Turning Point USA spokesperson Andrew Colt, and that alibi immediately raised more questions than answers. Colt reportedly contacted a random YouTuber and shared a photo dated September 9th. The image shows two children with their faces covered by what's claimed to be Erika's finger. This photo was presented as proof that Erika was with her kids when the alleged meeting happened at Fort Huachuca. But here's where the story really falls apart. Whose kids are those? The boy in that photo appears to be around 3 or 4 years old. But based on public timelines, Charlie's son would have been about 16 months old at the time that photo was taken. Even accounting for size differences, growth spurts, or camera angles, there is no realistic way that child is 16 months old. Once again, the math doesn't work. The timeline doesn't line up. And instead of clearing things up, the evidence being presented only creates more confusion. And when every attempt to explain something ends up raising new questions, people start wondering what's actually being hidden. Now look closely at this photo, because it changes everything. This image was taken about 4 months earlier, at what's supposed to be their son's first birthday. Put the two photos side by side and the difference is impossible to ignore. The child in the birthday photo looks noticeably younger than the child used in Erika's September 9th alibi. And there's another detail people keep noticing. In interviews, Erika almost always talks about her daughter. She barely ever mentions a son at all. When she does speak, it's vague, quick, and brushed past like it doesn't matter. So now the question hits harder. Whose child was actually in that photo Erika used as her alibi for September 9th? Because the timeline doesn't line up, the age doesn't line up, and the silence around the son doesn't help at all. People are seriously asking, is Erika using photos of someone else's children to fill gaps in her story? Then there's another contradiction that refuses to go away. When Charlie was still alive, Erika publicly claimed she had C-sections with both children. She even used that as a reason for why she was unsure about having another baby. That was her explanation back then.
Picture of Erika Kirk, and I'm assuming her baby, but listen, look at her hands. I'm going to show you a picture of these scars. There is a scar right there. Zoom in on it if you need to.
Fast forward to now, and suddenly the story changes. Erika now claims she and Charlie wanted 4 kids together. No hesitation, no mention of C-sections, no health concerns. That entire part of the story just disappears. So once again, nothing lines up. Not the timelines, not the photos, not the interviews, Charlie's marriage, the kids, Erika's life before Turning Point USA. It all feels patched together instead of real. And then there's the part people really can't ignore. Charlie and Erika's extravagant wedding reception at the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess Luxury Hotel wasn't paid for privately. It was reportedly covered by donors connected to TPUSA. So now people are asking the question nobody wants to ask out loud. If this really is one massive setup, was Charlie aware of it the whole time? Or was he just another piece on the board in something much bigger than anyone realized? And according to reporting from The Mirror, their wedding reception wasn't just a celebration. It also doubled as a fundraiser for Turning Point USA. The reception was held separately after the ceremony so it could line up exactly with TPUS's 9th anniversary. That timing wasn't accidental. It allowed the event to be legally expensed through the organization. And once people noticed that, a lot of alarms went off. Because when you zoom out, the implications get heavy. If Erika was never pregnant, there's no realistic way Charlie wouldn't have noticed. This wasn't a long-distance situation. This was a marriage. So either Charlie was completely fooled on a daily basis, or he knew what was really going on behind the scenes. And if Charlie did know, that opens an even darker question. Why would someone want him gone? What changed? What did he see? Or what did he stop agreeing with? These aren't accusations. They're questions that exist because nothing about this story lines up cleanly. The unanswered questions are stacking up fast, and now the public isn't buying the official narrative anymore. The comment sections say it all. One person wrote, "I don't believe she was ever pregnant. For someone who preached marriage and having kids nonstop, hiding a pregnancy like that makes 0 sense." That sentiment keeps coming up again and again. Another comment hit even harder. "Something feels off. I'm starting to wonder if this marriage was ever real. Or if Erika was the only one who knew it was staged." And that's not just one voice. It's a growing crowd asking the same thing. Others are more direct. "She's lying. I don't believe she ever gave birth. Where did those children come from?" Whether people agree or disagree, those questions didn't appear out of thin air. They came from inconsistencies that never got cleared up. Erika and Charlie built a public image centered on family values, marriage, kids, tradition. But then both pregnancies were hidden, timelines don't match, and now Erika is constantly visible, without her newly fatherless children by her side. To a lot of people, that doesn't match the values she promoted so loudly. Right now, it's starting to feel like the only family that ever truly mattered was the TPUSA family. And that's exactly why people aren't letting this story fade away. If you want to stay locked in as this situation continues to unfold, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Drop your thoughts below. I want to know what you think is really going on. And I'll see you in the next one.